This is the first cycle in, I don't even recall, where I'm not having an eye inflammation. Like, remember one of the last videos where I had this really, really big, inflamed, painful eye? It's not recurred. So what did I do differently this cycle? This cycle, I took estrogen as a gel every day. Every day, not just when I kind of sense that I might need it, I don't, or should I? Because I was a bit reluctant with the estrogen because my gynecologist also was somewhat reluctant. She easily prescribed me the progesterone for the second half of my cycle, but with the estrogen, she was like, "No, you're having a cycle, it's still regular, yeah, but I don't know." And so this I don't know kind of transferred to me, like I don't know. And also when I started with taking estrogen, I started taking it regularly, and I noticed that I started getting pimples. And I thought, that's never happened, so maybe it's just too much for my body. Maybe she was right. Maybe my body doesn't need estrogen addition to the systematic estrogen produced, and maybe it's just not what I need. However, this cycle, I took it. I took it every day. It was just one pump, but I took it every day. And I noticed there's no inflammation. There's no inflammation. And I'm beyond ovulation already. What I did notice, though, this time around ovulation, this little cyst thing which I had last time, like the big inflamed eye and this weird cyst underneath my skin, that had disappeared. And this cycle, just around ovulation, it returned. So this inflammation is gone. The new inflammation, the cystical skin thing, that has returned, and I'm gonna see a skin doctor for that because it's really big, it doesn't feel right, it's actually painful, and it's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. One problem solved, the next one happens. Anyway, that's why I'm sharing, so just that you know, you're not alone. We're all going through this, and I'm sharing this so it's easier for you to find your solutions. Okay, so that eye thing didn't return. Every day, estradiol from the second half of my cycle, I took progesterone, and I took the smaller dosage again. I took the 100 milligram. In another cycle, I had experimented with the 200 milligram, and in that particular cycle, it seemed to help to reduce the inflammation, but in another cycle, it didn't do anything. So I thought, damn it, I thought that was the key. It wasn't the key. So this time, estradiol every day, small dosage of progesterone, no eye inflammation. Yay! Something solved. And why did I decide to take estrogen every day? Because lowered levels of estrogen systematically are really bad for our bodies. It's bad for our muscles, it's bad for our bones, it's bad for our immune system, it's bad for our heart health, it's bad for our digestion, it's bad for our brain, it's bad for everything. Everything. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm not bleeding anymore, or it's just a natural progression. No, low levels of estrogen are really, really peligrous, and it's so recommended to consider taking hormones in order to stay healthy, because lots of those diseases which are just lurking around the corner, just waiting for their slot to get in, like dementia, like Alzheimer's, like cardiovascular diseases, like osteoporosis, like sarcopenia, they all are waiting, they're ready to run, and estrogen can help keeping them at bay. So something to consider. So I took estrogen in a small dose, and it's working. And one of the common symptoms shared is that your boobs are just, they feel tender, they grow in a way, not just that they grow, but they feel more plump, full, a little bit, but not in a way that I'm saying, ooh, wow, no, stop it, it's gonna burst otherwise. It's not like that. But that's an indicator. If your boobs are like really, that could show it's too much estrogen and you do not need 2 pumps or 3 pumps or 4 pumps or maybe not even 1 pump. That's an indicator that you're having enough estrogen in your system. Also, estrogen is a regulator of the follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone, look at these 2 other videos which I've made on those. But the follicle stimulating hormone, if it's rampaging, if it's not kept at bay by estrogen, then it's really wreaking havoc in many parts of your bodies. Also, and especially in your bones, it's boosting those little particles which are telling the bone, break down, break down, break down. So high levels of follicle stimulating hormones are telling your bones to break down, and low levels of estrogen also are telling your bones to break down. So 2 big messengers, break down, break down, break down, and not strong enough messengers to rebuild, rebuild, rebuild. So a good level of estrogen keeps follicle stimulating hormone at bay, and follicle stimulating hormone is made in the pituitary gland, a tiny pea-sized gland which makes several other hormones as well, and these all are controlling and governing all those other glands in our system. And if just the production of the follicle stimulating hormone is going berserk, the other hormones won't be produced good enough, and that can also have an effect on our cortisol production. It can also have an effect on our insulin production. So it is good to have follicle stimulating hormone at bay and not going berserk. And when I say not going berserk, it really rises to levels of 100 times its original levels post-perimenopause or post-menopause. So it's a lot. It's a lot higher than it was and that it probably should be. So I was really glad to have discovered that. I will keep an eye on that in the next cycle. And I will also keep a track on what's happening with the skin thing, because that's really, really weird. I mean, I had been taking DHEA oil regularly because my gynecologist said, it's actually a pretty low level. It's in her circle of doctors, she said their knowledge, their understanding that a level of 300 is showing that it's beneficial, and my level was about 90. And so I've supplemented with a DHEA oil, and maybe I just didn't need all those extra androgens. Maybe that's just too much. And so I've skipped taking that. I'm no longer taking it, and I'm considering, if I make the next batch, that I will definitely reduce the dosage, even though not everything I put into the oil will be absorbed by the skin, but maybe the last batch I've made had just more DHEA than I actually needed. And why am I mentioning DHEA and those androgens? Because those androgens are known during perimenopause that they can cause skin issues. And also this cycle, like when I was in ovulation, I had 3 pimpleish things, but they were rare. I had never seen those kinds of pimples. Like always something new. And they're really taking their time to heal and to go away. Usually I had a pimple, and unless I scratched it, it was gone in 2 days. But these, they almost have been around now for a week. So again, something's changed in my body. That's why I'm recommending keeping track of your symptoms, keeping track of your actions, so that you know, what did you do differently? This time I tried this time I tried that, this time I skipped, And it's so much, possibly, what you're trying out, what you're experimenting with, and what you're discovering, what is beneficial or not. Instead of remembering all of that, track it. And there is a tracker I'm providing. It's super easy. It's an Excel. Yes, you do not need to do anything except click check boxes. And there's many symptoms included, and there's even fields where you can individualize certain symptoms, that you really can track the symptoms which are relevant to you. It's your data, it stays with you, and nobody else can see it unless you share it. So there's no data breach, there's no weird stuff happening with it. Track your symptoms. Anyway, that was an update on my eye experience. So happy it didn't come back this time. I really, really, really wish and hope that the estrogen was that key to unlock the recurring inflammation. And I hope this was helpful to you too. If you find this interesting and have found other remedies, please share in the comments. Also share with your friends and your loved ones. And I'm looking forward to see you next time.